Today, grab a band for resistance. If you don't have a band, it's okay. You can do the moves without a band. You just obviously won't get as much resistance on the abduction part when we're taking legs and pushing them against resistance. You can also use a pair of yoga pants, something stretchy. Use the legs, and you can tie those up around your legs. So you take the legs of some pants that are stretchy and tie them around. So that's another way to get some extra added resistance from if you don't have a band. So we're going to set the band to the side first. We're going to be working on core first. So we'll be working core throughout the workout today, but definitely want to focus a little more as we get started. So you'll roll on back, and I got a timer that I'm going to have going. We're going to roll it on back here. So I want you to first just bring your knees right over your hips. Okay, so start by just taking a few deep rounds of breath. You can even just kind of hold on to your knees, whatever you like here. And let's start with just a few breaths. So deep breath in. You're going to feel your back expanding. So I want you to take that big 360 breath, and then exhale. Feel your ribs get a little heavier toward the mat. Okay, deep breath in. Full breath through the center of the body. Exhale it out. Take one more. I want you to take your hands right over your shoulders. So just placing hands over the shoulders, and then taking the left foot down to the floor, right arm over the head, a little dead bug action, and come back to center. Okay, switching sides. So I want to try to keep your rib cage pulled down. So you might even take one hand on top of the ribs just for a moment. See where they're going. Ribs are stayed pulled in. Opposite arm and leg reaching. So think of when you're in a tabletop position and you do opposite arm and leg. Same thing here. Okay, continue. Inhale. Exhale. I want you to see if you can lengthen that out a little bit. So reach it out and bring it back in, without allowing your low back to pop way off the mat. So we want to keep the mid back really anchored. The belly drawn to spine on the exhale, so meaning that you're going to really anchor in through that low belly. Just a few more. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Reach it out. If you need to go back to that bent knee variation, you can always go back there first. We'll do a lot of these progressive moves. Okay, take last one, and then back to center. All right, draw knees into the chest. Give them a nice hug. As you reach right leg out, left knee stays pulled in. Your head can lower to the mat or float the shoulders up. As you inhale, knee pulls in. Exhale, switch. Little single leg stretch. Inhale, exhale. Head can always stay on the mat. Shoulders relaxed. Still breathing, moving with your breath. Inhale, exhale. Legs don't have to go as low as mine. They can go a little more toward the sky. Deep breath, and take a little short rest here, and we'll continue on. So knees are drawn in toward the chest. I want you to inhale, reach the legs out, just barely drop those toes toward the floor. Exhale, bring it back to center and curl up like a little ball. Okay, inhale. When you reach those toes to the floor, just like when you did dead bug, so it's like double dead bug, you're going to keep the knees together, toes to the floor, and your ribs drawn down, so in the pelvis not rocking. So your next option is to start to float the shoulders up if you choose. Inhale and exhale. Take a quick break. Just turn the head a couple of times, side to side. Go ahead and circle out the ankles. We'll continue on with that same move, so you can continue here. Just reach and then lift up at the end. See if you can curl up into a bigger ball. And your last option, to take those legs out straight and then back in. Inhale and exhale. Legs can still go higher. They can go toward the sky, or you can go back to bent knee variation. Give me one more. And exhale, release it for just a moment. Rest the head down if it was up. Take your legs back into that tabletop position, so shins are parallel with the sky. Arms just reaching right over the shoulders, over the chest. Pull the ribs down. Inhale. Exhale, start to float the shoulders up. And like you're just going to smash down something underneath your hands right here. And then bring it back. Inhale, just to the sky with your hands. Exhale, lift. Inhale. I want you to feel like when you're coming up, you could just kind of curl your tail just a tiny bit. And then release. Exhale. If you feel like you need to have some support behind your head, always feel free to take that one hand behind the head or both hands, but not because you're pushing the head up. You're just holding it, giving it a little support. Exhale, lift. Inhale. When you inhale, try not to over-exaggerate that rib cage opening to the front. So it's really common to try to breathe into the front body. I want you to breathe in fully and then exhale, lift. Take last one and rest. So you can bring those knees in, give them a hug. You can take a full body stretch or just go ahead and start to straighten your legs out toward the sky. Okay, hands go right over the shoulders again. The feet can be separated slightly. We're going to reach up and then lower down. Exhale, lift. So you could always bend those knees. If hamstrings are tight, bend the knees a bit, but try to push your heels up to the sky and reach towards your toes. Exhale. Inhale. Really kind of get in there deep into the abdomen so that you're really engaging before you lift the shoulders. Take last one and rest. Bring the legs all the way down. Take the left leg up. Your next option is to straighten the right leg. It's up to you depending on how tight that leg is. Okay, we're going to take the arms out. Right arm reaches up and over toward the left outside of your foot. Come back down. Inhale. Exhale, up and over. Cross. Inhale. Exhale, cross. Inhale. So again, that right foot can be on the floor, knee bent, give you a little more mobility or space. Continue here, and we'll switch sides, up and over, and bring it down, and switch. So reaching up and over, back down. Continue. You can straighten that bottom leg or keep the foot on the floor, whichever makes it a little more easy for you to keep that leg up in the air. Inhale, exhale, up and over. Try to really lift those shoulders up. Just a couple more. Last one. And rest. Go ahead and bring the soles of the feet together, knees out. We'll take the head side to side a couple of times. Reaching the hands back over the chest. Inhale. Exhale, start to scoop just a little bit, draw those shoulders down, and then lift and reach. Bring it back, inhale. So we're not taking the arms over the head. I want to avoid any rocking action, momentum. So just reach and then exhale, lift. Scoop it out, inhale. Try to press the soles of your feet together. Last one. Your next variation with feet on the floor, knees bent, we'll do the same thing. So walk the feet further down the mat. Inhale. Exhale, scoop. Lift up toward the knees. Inhale, just over the chest with your hands. Exhale, reach. Inhale. I want you to take it nice and slow. Really think about drawing belly into spine as you exhale it out, and then release that breath and the belly. Exhale. Like you're tightening a girdle around your waist. Your rib cage is cinching in. Exhale, lift. Now, continue or take a break when you need it. And if you can lift up a little higher, go ahead and roll it up. But if that's not happening today, just stay where you are and try to reach towards your knees with control. There's nothing magical about getting up other than the fact that you just got a little more range of motion. All right, so I don't want you to think you have to get up. So if you're forcing yourself up there in all kinds of funny ways, we're not really going to get the benefit of the move. Okay, so just take 1 to 2 more, half or full lift. And then we'll roll it back down. Give it one last time. Bring it all the way down. Cross your left ankle over right leg. Left arm out to the side. We're going to support the head with the right hand. Inhale. Exhale, lift up. Cross over toward the outside of that knee and come back. Inhale. Exhale, lift up. Try to cross over as far as you can. Don't pull on your head. Exhale. Inhale down. Good. Continue here. Up and over. Just one more on this side. And we'll switch. Okay, so switching sides. Right ankle crosses, hand behind the head, left side. Inhale, left to right. Bring it down. Inhale. Exhale, lift up, cross over. Let's try to relax that right shoulder, right arm out to the side. Take that deep breath in. Exhale it out. Keep the rib cage down. Last one. And back to center. Bring the feet back down. You can float the head up by also supporting with your hands, or just float your shoulders off the mat. Okay, so first variation is here. We'll just do a little kind of tick-tock side to side with your elbows. So all you're doing is shifting your upper body side to side. Now you can go another step further and reach towards your heels, side to side, or both hands. Now reaching side to side. Little heel taps. Continue here. Just a few more. All right, here we go. Back to center. Bring those knees up. Reach the legs. So whether the knees are bent or straightened all the way, I want you to reach your hands up toward the toes. Now bring the arms overhead as you drop your feet to the mat. We can bend the knees here and then straighten them out at the top. Reach. And then drop it down. Back to that little double. We could call it the double bug. The double dead bug. Okay. Keep the ribs in. I want to offer you another last option here as you continue. So keep going. Your next option is to keep the legs straight and lower them down. Bring it back up, toe reach. Lower down. Exhale up. So whichever variation you're getting the most benefit out of with the best control, stay there. Knees can definitely be bent here. If you like one last option, you can take it into a full hollow hold by keeping your shoulders up. Reach and bring it back up. Just a few seconds left. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale. Bring it up. And rest. All right, I want you just to shake it all out. Reach over the head. Shake your body a little bit side to side. We're going to go now transitioning. Okay, so I'm going to roll over to the side. I'm going to grab that band, resistance band that you have. I'm going with the medium today, but you could go heavier if you like. Okay, a little longer on our lower body. So we're going to take that band. If you don't have it, just do these without. It's okay, but you might want a little resistance here. So let's find a household item that you can tie up. All right, so we're going to recline back once again. So as we're reclining, we're just going to do a little abduction in this lower hip position. So keeping your hips on the mat. I just want you to take your feet about hip distance, not too far apart. And then just start to press into your band and release. So press and release. That's all we're doing here. So you see why it might be better to have a little resistance. I'm going to take that band kind of sort of close to the knees, not too close to the hips. You want it further away from the joint that's doing the work, which is the hips here. So I want to take that a little closer to the knees, push into it and release. Really push into it with all of your force. Really kind of dig in there, push it out. And then let it release, but add that little extra resistance on the way back, not just snapping back to center. Deep breath. Exhale and release. Good. Take one more. We're going to take a short little rest right here at center. Getting ready for the same move, but we're going to lift the hips up. Okay, so as you get ready, we're going to lift those hips, hold it in that bridge position, and now out and in. Out and in. It's a very slow, controlled move. I want you to make sure that you are drawing your tail slightly to the back of your legs, just meaning that you're not letting your hips really drop down there. Okay, I want you to give it a little tuck, nice line from your hips to your knees and hips to shoulders. Good. If you feel like you're not getting much resistance with the band you have, it might be time to go heavier. We want it to feel like work for sure. Okay, not just going through the motions. I want you to continue to breathe. Shoulders drawn back. Just relaxing on the back of the shoulders, back of the head. Just a couple more here. Deep breath. Exhale it out. Give me one more. And rest. Take that moment. Let the hips drop. You can sway your knees. We're still using the band. Our next move is just a basic bridge lift, but I want you to separate your feet somewhat wide, maybe wider than you usually would if you have the band on. Okay, and then push into the band, keep the resistance. Now anchor through your big toe to little toe and down to your heel, and then feel like you could bring your knees over your toes and then drop them back down. Okay, so when I say feel like you could take your knees over your heels, your knees are still going to be in line with your heels, but you're pushing your knees towards your toes. Okay, so feel like you could kind of drag your heels back, pushing into your band and kind of dragging your heels towards you all at the same time, getting hamstrings and abductors here on the hips and the glutes. Okay, lift and lower. Two more. Okay. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Give it a quick little rest here. We're going back into that bridge. It's going to seem like it's a little longer than the last set probably, but it will be the same amount of time. We're going to lift up and hold. And find your position. Anchor into your feet. Press through big toe, little toe, or just holding. Then I want you to feel like you can move your knees towards your toes just a little bit. Make sure that you are not scrunching your shoulders. Now little pulses, so that means we're pulsing into the band. If you don't have a band, just pulse your hips up slightly. Okay, that's fine. But we're going to pulse on pushing into the band. So pulsing out, out, out. Keep pushing into that band. Woo, got it going. It's burning. Deep breath. Make sure you're breathing. Your breath will carry you through the whole move. Okay, just a few seconds left. Keep going and breathe. Keep that foot planted in the floor, both feet planted. You've got it. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, you can keep the band on. We're coming up to standing, but if you need to take it off and then readjust, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to come up to standing. All right, so standing squats. We're going to take the feet about hip distance. Okay. Oops. So maybe just a tiny bit wider because I want you to be able to push into that band again. So I'll stand sideways. And if you need a piece of furniture or something to hold on to that gives you stability, feel free to place that in front of you. Okay, so feet are to the front. Hips are going to hinge. We're going to sit back like you're hovering down over a chair. Okay. So just lowering down. I want you to push into your band. Okay. So making sure your band's kind of closer to your knees, push into it and sit down. Okay, good. Sit back and sit down. We're watching those knees. The knees are not moving forward here. Okay, we're just sitting back, keeping resistance by pushing into this band and then coming back to standing. You can give a little extra squeeze at the top, but I don't want you to push your hips forward like in a big thrust. Okay, so we're just pulling up. Down and up. Again, hold on to something in front of you if you want that extra stability. Good, keep going. And then we're gonna add on right here. So we're gonna lower down and just hold it. Okay. Holding here. So just isometric hold means we're not moving, but we are adding resistance by pushing into this band. Keep your big toes anchored, little toes anchored, but especially that big toe area. I want you to really push down into that and then push your legs out, making sure they're not going out past your feet. But pretty good idea they're not at this point because we're really having to push into that band. Okay? So now add one little pulse here. Down and up, down and up. This is down and up with your hips. Your knees are not moving. So turn, meaning your knees are not doing this. That is not the move. We are here. Hips are moving up and down. And keep going. Good job. Now we're going down and up. Now I want you to go down, hold, go halfway up, down, back up. So we've got it here. We go down, half, down, up. Push into that band. Down, up, down, up. Good. Down, up, down, up. Your weight is in your heels, but it's also in your big toe. Really push into that big toe. You've got it. Come on, one more. Good. Now I want you to just hold it again. Hold it. Okay. If you want you to give yourself just a little bit of space side to side, so not far, you're just going to take maybe the width of your mat. Okay. You're going to walk it out, in, in. One more, just the width of your mat, and in. Now walk out, in. Push into the band. Don't just sneak that foot out there. Okay. Your foot's going to try to sneak like this. Okay, I want you to open it, close it. Open it, come on, close it. Core solid. Open it, close it. Push into the band from here. Open, close. Open, close. One more. Open, close. You've got it. Open, close. Come on, stay down in your lunge or down in your squat. Excuse me. Let's go. One more. I know I said one more, but it was one more total. We have to go both directions. We have two legs. Stand up. Yes. Release the band. Okay, just release it, at least for now. I want you to shake that out a little bit. So a little standing balance. Draw one knee up. Once again, if you need a wall chair or something nearby, take it. Switch sides. Anchor through the foot. Draw through the core. Okay, back down. So here, you may like to have a blanket under your knees. So we're going to be going down to the mat without the band for a moment. Okay, all the way down. I want you to bring it down to the elbows. Okay, scoop the belly up and in, but more importantly, draw that rib cage up and in. So just for a moment, you'll notice that you can scoop your belly without lifting your rib cage. And then all we have is a dip in our middle back. Okay? So I want you to pull those ribs up as well. Take your left leg, reach it back. We're going to cross back like an X and then lift up. Okay? Cross it back like an X and lift up. Inhale, exhale, lift. Keep going and up. Inhale, exhale. As you continue here, I want you to make sure that you're not rolling onto that right side. So you're just crossing the left side back without shifting your hips. You've got weight on that left arm, forearm. Scooping through the belly, but more importantly, pulling that rib cage up and in. Good. Let's take just a couple more. And now hold it up. Hold it up. Now I want you to take it out like a diagonal line from your left hip and then little bitty lifts right there, little ones. So it's slightly out to the left side. Gazing just at your hands or your wrist. Push up from your forearms to your shoulders. You've got it. Come on, 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Woo, send it back. Stretch it out for a second. We're going to the second side. Okay, so right leg. We'll extend back and then cross it back and then hold. Cross back and hold. So we're attempting to do this without a lot of wiggle in the hips. So we're not shifting that right. So don't let your tail wag the dog, right? Just let the tail move. It's your leg is your tail now. Okay, so it's crossing back and up. Inhale. Exhale, push into the floor with your forearms. Gaze right between your wrists. Just a few more seconds, and then we're going to hold it again. I want you to hold it up and slightly out to the right from your hip. And now little pulses up. Just little ones here. Keep pushing to your forearms, up under your armpits and around the sides of your waist. Just a few seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Sit back. All right. Very, very nice work. Now go ahead, grab your band again. You can completely do this without a band. But if you want to add that extra resistance again, we're going to take the band and place it again, just like we did before, above the knees. So from here, you can be on your hands or all the way down. Okay, so either one. So we can be down on the mat. Hold on a second. Sorry, let me get my timer going just right. There we go. All right. So hands are under the shoulders, or you can have your elbows on the mat. We're going to take left leg, flex the toes, or flex the foot, pull the toes back toward the knee. Lift up through the core, and now lift that left leg up and bring it down. Lifting up and bringing it down. Good. Really kick that heel up. I know it's a little more challenging, a little different with that band on, but that's okay. And if you feel like now it's a little heavier than it was before, you can go to the lighter variation, but do get the resistance in it that you need to really work that glute, lifting the leg up. Good. Keep going. Exhale. I want you to really continue to pull that rib cage up. And just a few more. Keep breathing. Last 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. You can sit back for a second, do what feels good, swing your hips around a little, and we'll go to that second side. All right, so toes turned under, inhale, exhale, lift. Once again, you can be on your hands or on your elbows, or even stacking your elbows on blocks. Lift. Every time, try to really shift that heel up to the sky without letting your hips rock with you. I don't want a big, try not to create a big dip in your back. Deep breath. Exhale. Like you're really pushing your heel right up into the ceiling. Keep on breathing. Scoop those ribs back up there. You've got it. So close. 10 seconds. Almost there. Push it through the heel. You've got it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Send it back again. Get those wrists kind of nice and stretched out. If you were on the hands, we're coming back down again, but this time I want you just to come to your elbows if you weren't already. Okay, taking that left leg, now flex the toes again, pull the toes toward the knee, flip the knee just a little bit. We're going to place the left hand on the floor, okay? Right elbow down. Lift and lower like a little fire hydrant lift. Lift and lower. Once again, if that's too cumbersome with your strap or your band, go ahead and release it. We're just working against the gravity and the band here with our resistance. Almost there. Give me just 3 more here and we'll switch sides. Good, keep going. And take just a moment to rest. You can shift back. We're going to the other side. I'll swap sides just to make it a little easier to see. Okay. So on the left elbow, right hand to the floor, float the right knee, flex the foot, and lift and lower. Now really notice your core here, your core engaging to help keep you balanced. Okay, the obliques are working for sure. As you're lifting that leg out to the side, you're having to stabilize with the deep core muscles. And the buns are burning, so it's taking a little bit of emphasis out of the core, I'm sure. Just tap back in, find your breath. Just a few more, almost there. Okay, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. And release it. Sit back. You can take this band off. Feel free to throw it across the room or whatever you feel like you need to do there. I just want you to come down, one more move, and that's it. And so coming all the way down, resting your head on your hands, legs are wide. Inhale, and then exhale, lift the legs up and lower down. Exhale. Relax your shoulders. Upper body relaxed and steady. Ribs still feel like they're pulling in, so we don't overarch in the back. Tailbone is long. Hip points are dialed up. Like you could push your pubic bone to the mat every time you lift your legs. Come on, just 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and rest. All right, very good. Bend those knees, shake it out. Hands underneath the shoulders. Lift up, and then start to slowly press yourself back. And stretch, knees nice and wide. Walk it over to the left. Reach the right hand out. Stretch all the way from your glute to your hand. Round all through the side waist. Come back to center. Over to the other side. And then back to center. As you come up to seated, I want you to just take right leg forward, left leg out. So knee crosses or heel crosses over. Bend that knee on the bottom leg. See if you can kind of work your hips up towards your heel. Okay. So or you can just do a seated figure 4 if you have something to sit on nearby. So soften up the elbows, shoulders pull back and relax. You could also do this reclining. If you're feeling more inclined to recline, go ahead and recline. Take one more breath, and we'll release that side. Switching to the other side, so left ankle crossing, or excuse me, right ankle, your right ankle. Have to get back there. Pull the other foot up. Then just kind of start shifting your hips. So if you're in seated position and you just bend your knee a little, you can bend your elbows and just start walking your hips up. Okay. Once again, if that's not something that feels right for you, just take it into reclining. If you're here though, making sure that you're not going to be leaning back into this way, like you're sinking down, but rather lifting your chest up, pulling yourself closer, rather kind of almost pushing yourself closer to that foot. Deep breath. Exhale it out. Last full breath here. And whether you're reclining or in seated position, go ahead and start to release that top leg. And then just roll yourself to seated if you are reclining. As we meet back here, we'll sweep this arm up and over, so side to side reaches. And And then back to the other side. Back up, inhale. And reach it out really long. Give it a little twist there. Stretch all the way to the low back. Back up to center and switch to the other side. And back up. Give it a great little seated twist side to side. And as you meet back here, inhale. Hands come up, back down to the center. And give yourself a little bow for showing up today and doing such an awesome job.